French Revolution, which lasted from 1789 to 1799, was a period in French history that is often remembered as a period of radical social and political upheaval, which led to the downfall of the absolute monarchy in France and began the rule of Napoleon Bonaparte. While this period has often been discussed in social and political terms, other institutions played an important role. Napoleon's rise to power and his absolute defeat were marked by the ideas that grew out of the French Revolution. These include the spread of secularism, the development of philosophical and modern ideologies, the invention of total war, and the growth of art and music. The French Revolution grew from the intellectual ideas of the Enlightenment, promoting such ideas as those of Rousseau and the social contract, and ideas of individualism and the separation of powers espoused by Baron de Montesquieu. Other philosophers of the age included Voltaire and his ideas of the defense of civil liberties, and Denis Diderot, who created the Encyclopedia, a collection of information of the arts and sciences. The Age of Enlightenment influenced these thinkers and led to the Declaration of the Rights of Man, drafted by French representatives. The leader, Jerome Champion de CICE, was inspired by the Enlightenment and the ideas of the importance of the individual and their rights. The Enlightenment also influenced the support of the arts as important characteristics of society. Napoleon's role in the revolution and its ideas began with his prowess as a great military leader, who, after showing great strength in his campaigns in Italy and Egypt, saw the opportunity to overthrow the constitutional government of France and seized control of the government. Under Napoleon's leadership, the French army defeated the Austrians in the Battle of Marengo and gained much territory for France. Between 1804 and 1806, Napoleon fought to gain Middle Eastern alliances, including the Ottoman Empire, because he wanted more forces to join the anti-Russian coalition. France was growing territorially under Napoleon, and with this growth came economic and social growth as well. Economically, France was developing because of this newfound territory and from Napoleon's push to increase production of textiles, such as silk, and military goods and industry in France. Under his leadership, France became an economically successful nation. His emphasis on infrastructure, resulting in the building of new parks, bridges, quays, canals, reservoirs, and roads. Railways were established to connect France to outlying countries. He founded the Bank of France to lend businessmen credit at reasonable rates. Slowly yet steadily under Napoleon, the French economy was reviving to the amazement of all of Europe. In 1802, Napoleon also signed the Treaty of Montefontaine with the United States and sold the Louisiana Territory to the government of Thomas Jefferson to help fund the Napoleonic Wars. In March 1802, he also signed the Treaty of Amiens, which temporarily ended the war between England and France. This, along with increased dealings with the rest of Europe, would be considered one of the greatest times of peace in Europe, if only for a short time. Along with his new government that was a tightly structured bureaucracy, Napoleon also oversaw the codification of a new system of laws, also known as the Civil Code or Napoleonic Code. Under the new code, the feudal privileges were abolished and equality was given to every man before the law. To spread the prosperity of France, Napoleon forced every nation that he conquered to accept the new laws, including Austria, Russia, and Prussia. During this time of great wars and growth for France, Napoleon also saw the power of religion. In 1801, Napoleon signed an agreement with Pope Pius VII, the Concordat, which made Catholicism the official religion of France. This was not done because of Napoleon's personal beliefs in the religion, but would have political uses later in his career. Napoleon also understood that the unification of the people under one religion would also contribute to the unification of the people under his government. In 1804, Napoleon used his connection to religion when he decided to be crowned Emperor of France. Pope Pius was brought from Rome for the occasion, giving the entire ceremony a sacred air by showing that God confirmed the changes of the revolution. This also led to the consolidation of the territories because as Emperor Napoleon granted kingdoms to his relatives, including the Kingdom of Naples and Spain, to his brother Joseph, making his brother Louis King of Holland and Jerome King of Westphalia. He also used his power to create the Confederation of the Rhine, consolidated the German kingdoms, and annexed Holland and Rome. He also founded the Grand Duchy of Warsaw in Poland. This act of creating himself emperor would lead to an empire connecting millions of Europeans under his rule, but it also created tension and forced Russia, Austria, and Britain to join to destroy Napoleon. Napoleon's great economic, political, and religious strides would soon be forgotten as he was defeated in 1814 and was forced to abdicate the throne. Napoleon said, "Everything on earth is soon forgotten, except the opinion we leave imprinted on history." Napoleon's opinion was not only left in his government and codified law system, but also in the art that was left behind. To quote Ludwig van Beethoven, he would trample on all human rights to become a tyrant. Beethoven had composed his Symphony Eroica in honor of Napoleon and his support for the revolutionary ideals, but upon finishing the work, Napoleon decided to crown himself emperor. Beethoven was angered because this was against the ideals of the revolution, and he scratched out the dedication and renamed the symphony No. 3 in E-flat major. He no longer saw Napoleon as heroic. Other memories of Napoleon that would live on would be the artwork created to display Napoleon's greatness. Jacques-Louis David's famous painting, The Coronation of Napoleon, is one that many know and that all see as an image of the pomp of absolutism and sacred scene of the church. Though Napoleon did some great works during his reign, he is immortalized through the deeds such as crowning himself emperor, and is often shown in a bad light after his fall from power. With this in mind, and knowing that Napoleon was neither the first nor the last man that attempted to unite Europe, the question is, how should Napoleon be remembered?